Hello, folks. I don't know how well you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let's share out the live. Just waiting for Zara to get here. I'm just setting everything up on my other end, too. Um, let's see. Okay. Whoops. Apparently, you can hear me because I can hear me on my alternate phone. All right, and let's send it out to some people. If you could share it out, that would be great. And just waiting for also Zara to show up. I can set it up better on this one. Hang on. There we go. Zara, there you are. Actually. Also, while I'm looking at it, hi Zara. Oh, you're in the requests, I bet. Oh, that's me. Hang on. Oop. No. Zara, where are you? Accept. Here we go. Hey.
Hello, I'm downloading a book. I want to see if I can find a quote real quick. If not, I can describe it. But I was just listening to something last minute reading and it inspired me from a different book. So I'm going to take a minute to see if I can find.
Cool. That's great. I'll hold down the fort here. Sorry about the funny looking headset. Went to find my headset that I usually have right here on my desk because it's right here on my desk and it's accessible. And don't know where it went. Hey
Well, I
Sam,
mean, you can take
you
a
coming
minute.
up?
It's not a race.
Nah,
Okay.
I like quite later been looking for the last like half an hour.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, I think you're fucked then for now. Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much. I was like, you know what? Ugh. Um, let's see. Sam, there we go. Got you. There we go. Oh, are we up? Yeah, there we go. Oh no. Do not accept a request from myself. Sam, if you're trying to talk, I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
How's now?
Now it's good.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oop. I just scrolled out of my own live. There we go. Ever just have one of I honestly it's the whole June for me is just I the whole June is just messed. Last year I quadruple booked myself all through June. It was like I didn't know what was happening and I would just book myself for stuff. And both my wife and I triple booked ourselves for June to do stuff. Like it was bizarre. We were run so ragged. This year a little better, but oof. Who do we have in the requests? Give me just a second. I'll take a look. Hopefully, it's not me accidentally inviting myself again, because that most definitely happened. All right, let's take a look here. Well, I don't see it from there. Let me see it from here. Maybe you have a private account. Oh, one guest request. No, it's me. There we go. I thought it was me. No wonder I couldn't see it. It was my own.
How are you doing today?
Not too bad. Um, not too bad.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Um, what are you doing for Pride this year?
I've always been on the outskirts.
Yeah.
I, I've never really been in the traditional Pride community or really any community. I'm kind of just on my own.
Mhm.
Um,
Would you like to be more involved in Pride, or is that just not your thing?
I mean, yeah, I haven't really found my people yet. So, uh, yeah, I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's something that gives me, a little bit of anxiety. I'm not dying for this.
Right.
Um,
I get it.
it's strategic. You gotta be strategic with it.
Absolutely.
Like I was,
Absolutely.
I was out, visibly trans today, and you just gotta, you just gotta go out there and do it, and give people the mean look and just have them back
Yep.
off you, and you know that you're not one to be messed with.
hmm I like a friend of mine has friends of mine have like vests that they wear and with patches all over them, and one of them says "I bash back." So
Nice. Oh, like
yeah,
regular vests, or I have a
yeah,
couple weapons. Oh, probably shouldn't say that out loud though.
schmeppins. I don't
Yeah,
even know how to
I
put
mean,
that.
I keep something on me.
Uh,
Damn, I like know what I'm looking for. It's just I haven't read this book in years. I just can't remember what page it's on. I'm gonna take one more minute
is
because I get fixated.
okay? Is this Lewis Drool fan? A stalker, Sam? Is this somebody who's trying to be funny or what?
I have no idea who this person is.
Okay. Lewis, are you trying to be funny?
I don't I don't like I feel something negative. I don't like it.
Okay, hang on. Goodbye. Don't worry about it. They're gone.
Yeah, not even with
So we're
her.
here to do. Yeah, we're here to do work, and we're not here to be um, messed with. I'm just taking a look in the comments here. Um,
Hope you're okay, Kay.
so do we know Gypsy Hippie? Does anybody here know them?
I can't tell if they should have that name or not. Not my place.
Well, that is going to be my next question. Gypsy Hippie, can you explain to me in the comments about your name, please, and thank
With
you.
the hippie in the.
Mhm.
Don't assume. Can't assume.
It would be easy to deduce that that person is not most likely Romani, but if we are proven wrong,
Yeah,
then
that's where I'm going for.
Well,
I just want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Hippie, you've got about 30 seconds before I block you from the live to speak up about it. You should probably know, if you can't guess from my tone of voice, that your name is a slur. A traveler, a homesteader, and a cat rescuer. Are you a traveler from Ireland? Are you a traveler? Are you from the Romani people? Or are you just using that as to say that you're a traveler? Okay, so you're not from there.
well,
Please educate me. So in Ireland, the Romani people are called travelers. There, they are what you would call, and it's the slur term. It's a slur for people who are Romani. Is the G word? Okay, that is the slur. It's not for anybody else to use except for them. Um, it was a misnomer. It came out because people were dumb and they thought they came from Egypt, so that's where they thought they were from. That's a word that you shouldn't be calling yourself, and you need to change your name. So you can say I'm a traveler hippie. That's fine, but the G word, that's a slur.
You can just quickly change it.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know,
Yep.
if you really didn't know, just quick and easy. Oh, I didn't
Oh,
know that was a
no
slur. Let me
problem.
change that.
Now,
Yeah,
hippie, you can go ahead and like Google that information up and Google that word. And is it a slur? It'll give you all the information about it, and then you can educate your friends that they shouldn't be calling you that.
yeah. You might find you'll be like, whoa, I didn't know that. Um,
It's 7 days to
and
change your name, hippie.
yeah,
Yeah, 7 days.
yeah.
So that's fine. Because it's you have a slur in your thing, you are welcome to come back after your name has been changed. I'm going to mute you for the live so people don't have to see that. Thank you.
Thank you for handling that.
You are
Okay.
welcome to stay.
You're welcome. Yeah,
No problem.
yeah, I gotta educate. A lot of people
Hey,
don't know
Joker.
that. Hi, Joker.
Yep. Well, and that's where we can do better.
Exactly.
Hey, Mercury.
Hi, Mercury.
Yeah, I don't know
Putting
what it
the
is.
screenshots of the pages I want to read at one point, and then
Sure.
I'll be ready to actually start.
Sure.
Take your time.
Anybody who wants to come up and partake in the unpacking, let me know.
Yeah, here to get this party rocking. And other preliminary terms that cause engagement.
Yep. Maybe type your favorite color in the chat. How you're doing today. Let's get some engagement going on. Please give Zara for her labor. Let's share the live out. Tap the screen. Tapping is clapping. You keep on
Tapping
freezing.
is
I'm
clapping.
sorry.
All the applaudings are.
Thanks, Banks. Crud, where did my pop go?
Okay, thank you. I was listening to an audio book last minute, and it brought up something that reminded me of a different book, and I was like, "Fuck, I want to be able to bring up both," but I didn't have the book on my phone, and since it's been years, I didn't exactly remember. I get fixated, like I can't stand not finding something when I know it's in my brain. So apologies for my fixation.
I do the same
But I
thing.
found it.
Also, I was going to suggest for Sam, if you know how to screen record, you can screen record my entire live so that way you can see the comments as well. I can't do that from my device. I just get a download from it. But if you want to screen record it for you, and then you can have that and as well.
Incredibly helpful.
Is Kate able to come up today, or are they not feeling well? I heard something about
gifting is suspended and live visibility restricted.
For what?
For 10 minutes due to repeated prolonged actions that lack sustained engagement, such as remaining off screen or non-interactive.
Oh, I've been spammed with this. I don't understand though.
I just got up to get my pop, but everybody else's face is on the screen. Right?
That's very strange. The only thing I could think of was me gone for a minute, but then why would it judge for one person of three people?
Right? And like there's the screens are on, like
well,
I don't have an answer either.
We have two options. Well, okay. If it gets to the point where it does a permanent restriction, we're gonna restart the live. But for now, I mean, it's largely word of mouth anyway. It's not like trans people usually just randomly pop up here. Okay, that's understand, Kay. I mean, you don't say no more. Um, Let me see. I want to scroll up to the other quotes I had.
It just gave me the option to put a flash goal up there. So let me see if I can do that for me.
Okay.
Oh, no, it says it's suspended and we'll restart it in another 9 minutes. Maybe there's a word that I'm saying. If anybody is a little bit more TikTok fluent, maybe there's a word that
Well,
I'm
the
saying
thing
that
is,
I should avoid.
we're almost said we're in Germany. We're in Canada though, so it doesn't have the same weight
It,
with the
it
word counting.
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't, and it doesn't. Like there's certain things, and I haven't been able to crack the what we can say and what it is not able to say. I know when it comes to uh fun ding, um, it might pick that up. So
I see. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Right.
So we'll just have to be cognizant of it and figure out what it is.
Opened.
I'm sure we can do it.
Yes.
Oh, can't say okay. Um Perfect. I'll try not to say that.
So,
Can't say contribute. Okay.
uh, so who here, by indication of the chat, please, who here is actually trans with us today? That's right. That's right. Hi. Is, besides Kay in the chat, who else in the chat and with us is trans? Okay. I'm just trying to get a read of like the room, basically. And then we'll get started. I'll start with the open letter.
Sure, I'll be right back in just
Yeah, of
1
course.
second.
Yeah. While we're waiting for that kind of like trans roll count in the room, Sam, I know you did the letter, but there was other homework. Did you remember to do that? Okay, great. Kay, I know you feel unwell. Were you able to do the homework? And I don't know anyone else who was, I don't recall who else was here that was here last time. So it only seems like we have like what? Besides the people on the panel, what, only two more people that are trans? And did you write it down or note it in some fashion? And if you did, are you well enough to communicate that in some way to us when asked? And communicate does not necessarily mean talking, by the way. I just literally mean like able to exchange. Okay. Um, well, we really need to find more trans people, but for now we will start. This is an open letter of rage, opening myself the degrading pain of seeking still that neural path in the minds of others to experientially perceive me as human. To write the necessity of this sacrifice facing towards the transgender community tells a long history, a handed down belief that the true transgender community isn't, wasn't, and will never be Black. In a subculture of outcasts, there too still is the same society, one of the gleeful master and lowly slave. You have stolen my languages, generations of autonomy, the dignity of a respectable death, forced the horror of being birthed into this subjugation. But on it went. How still Black trans people fled chattel slavery and found themselves in unfreedom, unshackled, yet still captive in the colony you call home. Black trans people made a new language, a new scene, a world away, and you too stole that, saying that the very structure which makes you human, showing its cruelty towards you, permits you the moral crimes you commit. This is the worst failure of understanding in the transgender community. You are a human being branded for deviancy for your gender expression, and me and mine are loathed subjects, further perversing ourselves. Black transgender people die because they are forced onto a planet and its white supremacist world which deems that Black self-determination ought to never exist. And you all have played your parts in this open colonial dominion. Do the neurons pass the voltage in such a winding way as to regard the anguish of this rageful writing? Or do the neural pathways spark to avoid, deny, or dismiss this societal pathologizing? Rationally, I should be running away from you all, each in your inheritance of whiteness, or permitted proximity to the white social structure. Rationally, there is not a generation of you that has shown the radical persistence and self-examination to create a new world on this planet that meets what you say out loud, believe of yourself. And yet here we are, the outcasts and the perverted slaves, stuck in one category, gender deviant. You reach for the lipstick, the razor, the dress, or the blazer, yet I see the whip just the same behind the new gender adornment. You have changed, but remain no different in your character. Black transgender people made the world, the queer frame of reference in which you live and understand yourself. You have pillaged and colonized this world, and this is the core of my rage. You steal and forcibly shape to your use what my people make by the spirit fueled with the innocent will to live. You are the stewards, the representations of nothing, just violent consumers who weep that life is unfair over my people's bones with my people's language. This conversation is an insistence of me and mine in a new generation colliding against queer complicity to genocide and racial caste. I interact with you with the love I have for my fellows to not be killed or neglected by your cold shoulder to atrophy and cease. As those in the transgender community, the gender diverse who do so without the fatal mark of Black and Indigenous skin, how will you meet my rage and my rational criticism? I know what you tell yourself, the same things you have for generations which internally permit your extraction, theft, and pillaging. When face to face with the branded, othered architects of the trans world, what will you do? Expectations and rules regarding conduct for this gathering. 1. The introduction will be read each session, along with these expectations and rules. Both are subject to change as I see fit. 2. This is a trans space for trans people to discuss racism, segregation, and interracial political formation within the trans community. We will acknowledge that trans includes a multitude of identities that span cultural context and unique gender expression. Ultimately, this is a space for gender variant people who see anti-trans political sentiment and legislation as a grave danger. This conversation will be centered within the United States and Canadian context, but others are welcome to join. 3. There may be some moderators who are not trans, but are trusted to moderate racism within the space. Ideally, over time, trans people can be trusted in this role, but these shifts in people will need to happen organically. 4. Black and Indigenous voices will always have the priority. Racialization is a critical element of discussing and experiencing racism. Thus, we will prioritize based not only on ancestry, but also racialization to oppose colorism and futurism. If any non-BIPOC trans people interrupt BIPOC trans people, they will have 2 strikes and then be asked to leave the conversation. 5. We will acknowledge our disabled peers by conversing one at a time. Currently, it will be myself and Trunkle Pax, who will update and determine chat order for now. The speaking one at a time ensures those with hearing or communication processing needs have the ability to follow along better and contribute to the conversation. A desire to communicate will be expressed by a hand emoji in the chat or verbally asked by a host who to ask who wishes to speak next. 6, when introduced, you will be expected to present your age to verify you're an adult for TikTok, your race and pronouns. You'll be encouraged to also share your trans experience, male to female, female to male, non-binary, two-spirit, etc. 7, non-BIPOC people comparing their experiences to anti-Blackness or anti-Indigenousness will not be tolerated. Appropriation of Black slang and AAVE will be addressed as it happens to stop cultural theft. To be in this space is to acknowledge the fact of Black slave resistance and liberation being a critical element to making current LGBT plus culture, even if you're not aware how by historical details. 8, while myself and Trunkle Pax are hosting the space, we hold that other BIPOC trans people are also leading voices in this conversation. Non-Black and Indigenous people will hold them in high regard. 9, this is not a safe space. This is a protected space for Black and Indigenous trans people. We are permitted, nor will be restrained, expressing our experiences and emotions regarding colonization. For non-BIPOC people, you are expected to self-regulate, contact non-BIPOC peers for help self-regulating, and doing emotional labor to validate Black and Indigenous peers. White centering and fragility will be addressed immediately. The captured culture already centers you every moment of every day. It is time to share. I am teaching on the unceded stolen territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. Pax wishes to say a land acknowledgement, then this class session begins.
I am living on the unceded territories and the stolen territories of the Coast Salish people who have lived here since time immemorial.
Thank you. Okay. So, there's a few ways I'm debating on how to progress. There's a lot that happened last session. And what's interesting is that each session that we've had so far keeps producing a torrential amount of content as we see the incapacity of the colonizers to be able to humanize the colonized, both even communicating to me and communicating to other people that have been on our panel. Is too hard for this live, sorry. I have no comment for that. And so I wonder how much of what I say pierces through that bias. How much of what has happened the last few sessions can enter the consciousness. What I'm wondering to even begin forming a direction for this session is when this is the mirror, when forced to face this mirror and see this morally absent, this inhuman, seemingly a human incapacity to relate to what is seen as these drastic others, meaning me and other marginalized, colonized people. Has that been changing you? Has that been forming new neural pathways? Has that been affecting your worldview? What would you two say?
Sam, did you want me to go first?
Either or.
Okay. I have noticed that it has changed my outlook on things. It's made me very much more aware of the racism in the trans community and the under the guise of almost anything else. You know, People, trans folk in this community will be racist and then try and hide it as something else. And I'm not falling for it any longer. And I'm starting to very much see the violence that is enacted by it every day. Um, and so it's changing, most definitely, it's changing my way of thinking. Um, I would actually, I would say it's changing my way of thinking, but I would ask, is there, do you see a change in me from when we first started communicating?
I will leave to answer that later. Go, Sam.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm when you said that the whiteness and the it eclipses everything that I've done, that stuck with me, and I saw that it is obviously true. I have not grown up around anyone who is not white, so there was zero chance I was going to be able to do that on my own, or maybe there would have been. Um, I wasted a lot of time last time. I was also a little stoned, unfortunately, because I have chronically ill. So that definitely hindered my ability to talk, unfortunately. Um, I what you say has had a deep, profound effect on me, and I kind of think you're thinking maybe like is what I'm saying even getting into you based on last time. Um, and if if you can't see now, you will because it's under construction. It's happening. I'm doing my
What
best.
what has happened last session and what has happened to me in my own personal life since that last session has genuinely terrified me. I know my position. I know what happens to someone like me. But the succession of violence and reinforcement of racial caste I have faced or witnessed or was either in the live a secondary victim of having my group that I was trying to work with that are all white, were all white and trans except one person, try to actually work with me, work together to try to help um, trans people in the US collapse because of racism. And PAX um, shared with me an event that has happened that also shows the powerfully held desire to seek my removal or admission to even exist in trans or queer spaces. Um, it really scares me when I follow each of these patterns from very different people who all behave so similarly. How the way in which there's so much control of resources, even with being trans, among white people, the way they will withhold resources, acts of service, um, any form of even simulated empathy based on comfortability. And even when trying to practice empathy in a genuine manner, still the racial caste is such a wide gulf that there seems to be an ineptitude to be able to do so. It is a position of terror because I cannot assume at any time that what is offered is unconditional. I cannot assume what I say is believed, or even if it's believed, it's felt kindly by who I'm telling it to. And It's disturbing in a rapid succession of very different people who are all white and trans, who don't even know each other, um, to behave in such ways as to show white trans people do not emotionally and moralistically um, believe I have a right to dignified life, let alone the right to living, or other people that are like me. It's terrifying. It's like I'm trying to teach a horde of dragons to not eat me, um, to not breathe me on fire and then quarter my body because they could. It's disturbing, really, how to try to teach a horde of dragons how to find their humanity. And it stuns me. Like, I have material for today's class, but I'm noticing this fear inside me trying to um, communicate to this class. Even if I can't rationally explain what one individual in this room will necessarily do, it's just that the gulf of power is so vast, and what could be done could have such detrimental consequences to me. It's like if I was to give a white person's equivalent, let's see. I want you to imagine like every time I have class, it's like you are talking to a board of lawyers who can just completely structurally just overanalyze everything you say and then destroy your life with the use of the system, while each lawyer insists that they don't have that kind of power, um, and tell me more about how I have that kind of power. It's like at what point wherein they will set down their legal wrath on you. Um, I think that's what I have to say right now. What do you two say about that?
Very brave. Um, I'm, I feel rendered speechless. Um, I want to be able to have the words to say to that absolutely terrifying reality and having to wake up every day already knowing that it's a shit show. Um, yeah, no, I, I don't think I can even say enough. It's more the emotion that I feel rather than the words. Um, I don't know if I have the words for that. But the emotion I'm feeling, the devastation that you are experiencing this every single day, every hour, wondering if someone's gonna break too soon. I don't, I just want to be.
Pax, help your fellow white.
Zara, I am sorry that you have to live every day in a hellish landscape where your very existence is a threat to people who look like me. That people who are marginalized, who are also trans, who are also disabled, think of you as such a big threat to deny your existence and your humanity. That is a hellish reality that you live in, and it deserves acknowledgement, and you don't deserve to live in it, but we need to acknowledge that you live in it. And
We don't deserve to
I
live
will
in
continue.
a world such as this.
I'll continue to work my very best and put you and other black and non-white individuals ahead of myself. And I will listen. Go ahead.
And what's interesting is I want to note something that you said here. Putting ahead. Even if you do something that from your logic and perception is genuinely sacrificial, because of the world and the system we live in, it doesn't even get me close to where you stand in society. Even if it was individually on your part quite sacrificial. You still couldn't, get me forward to a place where I land next to you in a structural and social sense. Even if you gave everything, like as soon as you do this toss, your whole life is ruined and you couldn't recover, and like you're in destitution, whatever version of that may be, like all your social capital, all your financial, whatever. Even if you gave everything, and like in a movie-esque kind of sacrificial scene, if you're standing here, I'd just go, beep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What this has inspired is, well, one, I want to do a roll call again. Is there anyone here that is in the chat that is healthy enough, well enough to participate? And I'll let the audience decide that, because there are people who are not feeling well, and that's okay, who are simultaneously not white, but also, sorry, white and trans. Sorry, there's a little sound around me, it's distracting me. Non-Indigenous, non-Black, and trans that are in the chat that can come up, please. We need to get more people. We don't need just Pax and Sam every time. Which, glad to be here, but we need more. The whole point is the panel is supposed to keep growing more. Notice how, it was like 2 lives ago, ever since, well, you're definitely welcome to come up to speak and be heard and centered, but, there's no need for me to try to teach you anything. You're quite aware. I'm trying to get more, but you're always welcome. I'm trying to get more people that are non-Black and Indigenous trans to get up here to actually participate. If for those that are not, that are well and can, and it's just only like uncertainty, awkwardness, whatever. No, you're good. I'm talking about the people that are, as they define it, well enough to do so. I'm trying to be specific about that, so that people that are in a medical state are not like shamed for not being able to participate, because that's not great. I just want everyone to remember that it was about 2 lives ago, or was it 3 now? We had multiple rows of people. You remember that? And when I started calling them out for the complicity in racial terrorism, and they were like, like that, like actual faces like that, if you recall, they've never been back. When I showed how much they couldn't actually communicate to me in a way that humanized me, and I kept ping-ponging each other to show their social inadequacy and their intrinsic racism, they was like, and then they never came back.
Yeah.
Right? Because remember there was like an older non-binary, that person never came back. That one bitch who tried to call me, that was like, well, she called me racist and I was trying. She's never come back. Like there's people that we're populating here. Even there was a mother, like in the first one, there was a mother of a trans child. Even she didn't come
Mhm.
back. There's a bunch of
Yeah.
people. There was like rows. And now the best we can pull is Lily, the host, who will always be here, and then one person. So at what point is it a lack of awareness or a chosen avoidance? Because otherwise, this is the watch Zara teach Pax and Sam show. This isn't even, this is now essentially becoming a podcast, not even a class.
Yeah, I'm definitely not that entertaining. Um,
Ah! But I mean, I have material. I'm just saying before I get into it because it would be more helpful to have more people up here. Yeah, I'm not surprised,
anyways,
Maru. I'm sorry about that. But what do you
oh,
mean by soft like eyes? Like, if you're not black and indigenous, especially the closer proximity to whiteness, even if there's anti-trans laws, like, you're still far more structurally human than your far more colonized peers. I'm very sorry you went through that, Maru. All right, well, since no one else is coming up, I'm going to go into this content. So here's what I'm going to provide. So this is a TikTok interaction. I post on a white trans person's but how are you racialized? That doesn't
me?
answer how you're racial. No, by by
Oh,
by soft like eyes. Yeah, that doesn't explain how you're racialized. Racialization and phenotypical presentation and social branding are very important elements of racism. Anyways, I'm gonna continue though. Um, well, that's not one of the basic races, right? That how are you racialized, right? You may have a certain ethnicity, right, with colonized parents, but are you saying your parents are phenotypically white presenting? If you're phenotypically white presenting, you have significant social advantages. While we acknowledge the ancestry and the tragedy, the trauma and the significant loss, that does not allow you to ignore if you are racialized white or have proximity to it. But I'm going to leave that there. So let's go through this thinking exercise for you two since you're up here, so everyone else can learn. So I post on a white trans person's page like, hey, I'm Zara. I'm trying to do these things. I'm a black trans woman. I'm trying to do all this work in Canada. I could really use the help, getting my information out there. I also host these lives, right? Okay. So a white person, I don't know if they're queer or not, it's irrelevant. They respond, quote, you can do this. I feel your pain. You are a leader. Don't forget it. You are special. Your existence is written in the stars. Star emoji, unicorn emoji, end quote. Now, what is your first response to that? Where I'm saying, I need help. Here's what I'm trying to do. Please expand this. I really need help, blah, blah, blah. And that's a response I get. What do you think, you two?
sounds like thoughts and prayers to me. Sounds like
It's conde
hey, well wishes. See you later. Sounds like a kiss off
incredibly
to me.
right. Very true.
Okay. So here's my response.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead. Did you have more?
no, I was gonna say it's completely condescending and not actually like waving at you from behind the glass and helping you do well,
Yeah.
which is disgusting.
So Here's my response. Quote, I know you intend to be helpful, but I don't really want to be pedestal like this. This happens a lot with Black people, and as much as it attempts to be empowering, it's actually quite dehumanizing. Because what I'm actually asking for is help, not to just keep pushed to be a leader when I'm in a very risky situation and my own life is not guaranteed in terms of immigration status or even mundane elements of my own impoverished existence, end quote. Now, before I read you this person's response, what I wanted to know, and some days had passed before I decided to take screenshots of this interaction for class, that person's response that I had read to you earlier has 4 likes, 4 hearts. Mine only has 2. What do you think that also conveys?
That the white answer was more thought about than your answer.
Just reinforces that they don't care. They don't want to care. They don't try to care. There's more I have, but
so what it's also interesting is that like this is only like 2 responses in, so they're most likely, if they're scrolling by, to heart the white person going, yay, you. They most likely can see what I said. Like the fact that I said something, right? They don't know what necessarily until they read it. But the fact that they can see it and they don't care to even read what I'm saying and thus engage with it even, let alone if they actually agree or disagree with what I'm saying. So here is what I get response as. Okay, so this is the response to what I just now said, okay? This is the same person. Quote, I'm very close with a lot of Black people who I've had discussions like this with. It was never my intent to hurt you. I thought it just might help to hear some words of encouragement. It doesn't mean anything more / ulterior, end quote. What do you think
yeah,
about
it
that,
does.
Vito?
That's cringy.
No, it's way more
That's
than cringy.
tokenizing.
No offense. Yeah,
It's tokenizing their Black friends to say, hey, I have a pass because I have Black friends and they say I'm a good person.
it's the same robotic response all the white people who have done no unpacking do. They just pedestal themselves while pedestaling you. It's violent. It's disregarding of your humanity, and like it's a school project, or it's not real. It's not. It doesn't hit their heads like reality. I think it's like a forced cognitive dissonance. Like you cognizantly, subconsciously, cognizantly create cognitive dissonance. Like you trick yourself. Well, they tricked them. Yeah. I don't know.
There's more to this interaction. You ready? So now we have a
Yes.
third person for this interaction, okay? It's been me and person A, okay? So now we got a person B. Person B says, quote, in response to me, you're so funny. This person's trying to give you words of encouragement, and that's the reply they get. What if the only way they can help you is a follow and words of encouragement that they believe in the work you're doing? You could have said thanks, but the kind words and kept it moving. But I assure you, if they had 1 million followers and left those words, you would be eating it up trying to get them to feature you on their page. Laughable, actually. End quote.
My fucking God.
What do you think of that, you two?
Violent. I'm gonna
That's
turn the
violent.
violence that I
Yeah.
have onto them.
Well, no, I think it was violent towards you.
Well, yeah.
It was very violent towards you. Like you should lap up this attention that this white person is giving you and be thankful for it. Like
The composure.
no. Go blow it out your ear. Nope.
Can you describe in
Build a
more
monument.
detail what else is being said to me?
Can you repeat a little bit more of it? Because my short
I
term
can reread
memory
it.
is.
You don't have to
Same. My
explain
short-term
yourself.
memories.
Okay. So this is person B, right? We have three people in the story. This is person B. You're so LOL, you're so funny. This person is trying to give you words of encouragement, and that's what the reply they get. What if the only way they can help you is a follow and words of encouragement that they believe in the work you're doing? You could have said thanks for the kind words and kept it moving. But I assure you, if they had 1 million followers and left those words, you would be eating it up trying to get them to feature you on their page. Laughable, actually.
Kicking you while you're down.
Yeah.
Uh, that I want to. There's a lot of stuff I can't say on TikTok. I'm trying to learn what I can and can't say. Redacted. Um, oh, to respond to Joker, the laughing. Let's see. How do I describe this? Maybe I can just talk to them in the comments. I don't know. They asked why I'm laughing. I want to
Um,
explain. That's
yeah, I think it was violent. I think it was you should be happy with the meagerness that somebody gave you. It's centering the other person and not you. They don't give a crap about you. Like none
But
of
you're
it was
missing
about you. It was all about the other thing.
You're missing something, both of you are missing something very critical. This person's actively insulting me. How is this
right.
person actively insulting me? And don't forget the one at a time rules for our other enabled peers.
Right.
Go,
By
Trunkle.
saying you're not worthy.
Nope, that's not it. Sam?
I have an answer, but I'm not good at this right on the spot stuff. Um, what? Shoot, it's not me not having an
Quote,
answer.
quote, but I assure you, if they had 1 million followers and left those words, you would be eating it up trying to get them to feature you on their page. Laughable, actually, end quote.
Like worship.
How are they
They want you to
actively insulting me?
That you would stoop and sell yourself. That
I'm gonna
you
try
don't.
to talk it out.
That you're
One
doing
at a
it for
time.
fame. Sorry.
No,
No, that
you're
was
the
my
one
bad.
speaking, Pax. Yeah, it was Sam that spoke over
Sorry,
you.
Pax. Sorry, Pax.
Okay. Oh, no problem. Um, it's condescending. It's basically saying, well, you think so little of everybody else. You would just sell yourself to somebody else because they're the highest bidder. If they complimented you, and then you'd like suck up to them, even though that's not the case. Like they're saying that you have no moral value or little moral value. Um, there's Go ahead.
But, ready? There's an insult behind the insult. The insult, you talked about this one. The one here
Mhm.
is that what I'm saying about race and racism and how the pedestaling and objectifying of black people and just trying to have them do everything is wrong. The insult behind the insult is that that's actually not real and it's not material. And I'm just playing the race card because this
Ugh.
person isn't of prominence and status. I'm just playing the race card and then it doesn't actually have any value or objective contribution to being addressed. Because not only is this person punching down on me, they're punching down on the fact I'm specifically talking about being objectified through race in my struggle.
Mhm.
So you have to remember, there's different, like, if there's people have to think in 3 tiers when it comes to addressing a problem. There's being actively harmful and making the situation worse. there's being neutral, and thus you're being complicit to the bad thing, but you're not doing anything, right? But that's a second middle state, right? And then there's actively helping and being useful, right? This person wasn't here just doing nothing and saying nothing about the element of race and my brain bringing up racism. This person was actively degrading me, insulting me, and insinuating I'm playing the race card, and that it has no actual merit if it was someone more prominent and socially higher up in social order. What do you two think of that?
And that's is what happened. I don't know why I want to say this. That doesn't matter. I would have figured that out if I talked through it myself. It's hard to think in my head. I have to. Anyway, I think it's just another example how you're not listened to, how black people aren't listened to, and that's like ammunition with words. It's like it shows everyone else. I wonder if that like got comments, because if that like got comments, it's just a huge dog pile. Um, and you're just, hey, please, I'm dying, help me. Uh, it's like a sleeper cell. They see that. Not even a sleeper cell, way worse. Uh, they actively enjoy it. Um, I think it's. I have a couple things I want to say, but I literally can't say it on TikTok. Um, Pax, I'm rambling. I'm not getting anywhere. You want to say
Hold
something?
up.
Um, what?
Yeah. Sorry.
Sam, I noticed this pattern. It sounds like you're wanting to say more violent, condemning things. But what's interesting is that while you do say a trickle of things, you don't say that much to actually thoroughly
Right.
humanize me, right? So again, why is there such a more focus on the violent things you don't want to say than the reinforcing helpful things you could say towards me? That's a rhetorical question, actually. I don't want to hear your answer. Pax, what do you think about when I revealed the insult behind the insult?
Um, for me, I I don't catch on to things like that, and I appreciate you like explaining it to me because my wife has to tell me
Yeah,
when
I
she's
get
flirting
that.
with me.
Your neurospiciness and
Um,
such, I get you. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't take
and
offense.
I appreciate you going through it to say exactly how harmful it is because I don't have that innate sense to do it.
Right.
And yeah, it's I could say that like originally from the original get-go that it was harmful, but it was layers upon layers of harmful. Like there was multifaceted layers of harm. Um Kind of like peeling an onion, except for there's no good part of it. Like
Hmm. Right.
there were so many things that they were saying that you would be willing to sell yourself short if somebody else had more viewers and you would lap that up and that you had no moral fiber and that's untrue and gross. um and that you should be grateful to this person who's well wishing you because maybe that's the only thing that they could do besides well wishing you and giving you support because the white person has to tell you that you are special and you are competent and capable. It's insulting that, you know, that's great. You don't need a white person to tell you that you're smart and capable and intelligent because you already know these things. But you should lap that up because, you know, maybe it's the best thing that they can do.
So, two things. First, both of you are going to read what Davina wrote, and then you're going to respond to that.
Mm,
That's the first thing. Go ahead.
yeah, I was alluding to that. I don't know. Like that's my intention to it was just to like shame you, like almost like to sell yourself. That's to me shameful. Like everybody sells their self for like work in one way or another, but it's a sell yourself immorally is what it is. And so yeah, it would be to shame. And I'm sorry I didn't quite get that correct, but yeah, it was I had implied
But
it. I wish I had the better
but
words.
what specifically is being shamed? Can either of you identify it?
You
You.
you should be grateful.
Um,
I'm gonna pause. Nope, missing it. I'm shamed for discussing race
that's where I was going with that.
because I'm addressing that the behavior towards me is racist because it objectifies me and further distances me from other people in the community by just saying, go black lady, go do everything. Hi. It shames this person is specifically shaming me for bringing up race.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Okay. Second thing, Sam, you're gonna actually, if you hadn't already and I missed it, I apologize. But Sam, you're gonna actually respond to Joker in the text if you
Oh,
didn't.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so go do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yes. I'm gonna continue this
Mm.
story. So Pax, you can focus.
Mhm.
This comment from person B, right? We have three people in the story. That was person B, supporting person A. This comment
Mm.
got a heart. Okay?
Mm.
Then person A comes back in the story. Quote, thank you. I have autism. I am being completely genuine. End quote.
So do I.
Pax, can you describe what that interaction is between person B and person A? Because now person A is thanking person B about what person B said to me.
Yeah, they're thanking them for degrading you and thanking them for chastising you because how dare you speak about racism. And so they're like dogpiling on you because how dare you speak about racism and not accept my meager compliments. And yes, correct. It sounds like Darvo. That is correct. Yes.
So why is it that when the white person is speaking to me, we're going to go back in time. Quote,
Mhm.
you can do this. I feel your pain. You are a leader and don't forget it. You are special. Your existence is written in the stars. Star emoji, unicorn emoji. Then we go to person B saying my behavior is laughable. And then that person who said I'm special, I'm a leader, agreeing that my conduct is laughable and thanking and person A thanking person B for saying that.
Sounds like their compliment in the first place wasn't a compliment at all. If they're thanking person B for saying that, first off, um, yeah. How can you call somebody a leader and then they say something that a leader would say? Hey, listen, this here's my response to this, and this is what it encompasses, and then go no, like it's Darvo and it's weird, and they're trying to justify their behavior by bringing up the fact that they're autistic.
I just
And
want
it's
to remind
gross.
everyone that person B literally ended their response to me by saying laughable, actually. Those are the actual two last words written to me in that post that person B wrote. And person A is okay with that.
Yeah, you're right. Like they were just blowing smoke up their both blowing smoke at each other. You know what I mean? Like puffing each other up. Um, and congratulating themselves almost. Like, no, not even almost. They are congratulating themselves for treating you like crap.
So then I said, back to me, it's sad someone even liked your comment. This is to person B. I'm saying this to B. It's sad someone even liked your comment. Laughable indeed. And then person B says to person A, ignoring me, keep spreading your positivity, girl. That girl only cares validation with followers. Don't let what she said bother you. Sun emoji. So I'm going to describe this in glossing terms, okay? I described that I'm trying to help other trans people get up to the United States, or sorry, up to Canada. I described I need help doing so. I described that I'm working with Kate Glosson, a trans advocate, one that they can look up. I'm describing I'm trying to do political work to save people's lives, and that I also need help doing it. And this is the interaction that happened. What do you both think about that? One at a time. Pax.
Go ahead, Sam. Oh, okay.
Oh, go ahead. Go,
Um,
Sam. Oh, you then? Or Sam?
Sam, go ahead.
Sam.
Okay. I think that what it takes to get up again and to do this is a reservoir that I don't see. Um, and I just I'm thinking if that were me, what would I do? That's not really the right spot though. It's not centering you. Um, like, how does that make me feel? Or what do I think about that? What do I think about Zara trying to explain what she's doing, right? And then a bunch of white people come in and say that's laughable that you're trying to help people, uh, help marginalized people. Are they at least? Oh,
Incorrect. They're shaming me for standing up for myself against the racism, right? The one white person, A, goes, "You're great. You're special. Keep doing it." And then I stand up for myself and I say, "This is really objectifying and not helpful." And then another white person comes in and says, "You saying that is actually laughable." So I'm not mocked by person B for trying to do what I'm doing in that sense. I'm mocked more for bringing up race than racism. I'm ignored for trying to do what I'm doing in my message saying I'm trying to help get people up to the United States or up to Canada. Yep.
mocked for bringing up racism, ignored for um, explaining that you're trying to. Well, ignored for what? I'm writing it down.
Trying to
If you
help
don't mind.
get trans people up to Canada.
Okay. I'm just these. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for reiterating.
Pax, what do you have to say?
I wanted to ask, were these cis people or were these trans people?
Well, it's specifically on a video about how trans people are in danger.
Mm,
So I'm only assuming they're queer of some sort. Also, can we please get rid of the spam? Apologies, but with
yeah.
these kind of lives, I'm not having refugees on. You know what's scary? Is that it's taking me this long to have to explain it to both of you. And you both saw different things, but you both missed how much I was being degraded. Like, it scares me knowing that even the ones kind of trying can't even identify the ways I'm being harmed and sabotaged. It really makes it feel like if I was standing in front of either of you, if something really horrible happened to me, you would either freeze or not even realize what's happening. That's really scary. I feel no sense of protection from other people who are trans.
That's fair.
So that was that experience. On the scope of terror, I wanted to read a few things. This is from Pedro Ribeiro. Quote, and he's talking about white anarchists, by the way. So when he's saying an anarchist, he means, in this case, he's talking about white people. Quote,
Okay.
when an anarchist tells me about how the cops are fascist pigs, I stop for a second and think. A lot of times, all of some experiences in a protest against that. Oh, okay, there's a word missing. I'll hear of some experiences in a protest against this or that corporate meeting or something in which the cops tear gas the crowd and whoop ass. And I think, man, you got it easy. I remember in my neighborhood in Brazil, where if you get only an ass whooping, you'd be considered lucky. I remember the day they shot my uncle dead. I remember this one cop that used to follow me around and scare the life out of me because I thought he was going to cap me. And there no way in hell I was approaching no authorities to complain because then I would surely wind up dead. I remember the police invading my grandma's house, guns in hand, while my cousin was still a baby and was sleeping in my aunt's bed. Even here, in my neighborhood in East Palo Alto, you can always hear the cops fussing around at night, and you know they are not looking for no black bloc kid from some protest or another. So tell me again how the cops are fascists. The fact is, we know oppression, we live it, we experience it, in one form or another, one extreme or another. We do not conceptualize it. We do not sit down and intellectualize about pain because our people have been hunted down and shot and burned and beaten, and we lost the need to understand pain philosophically when we learned it physically. End quote. What do you two think about that? While you two sit there, we need more non-black and indigenous trans people to get their asses up here. This isn't television time. If you're not actually sick, and I'll let you determine that. I'm not going to try to distinguish that. If you're not, sick, if you're not in some sort of emergency, again, I'll let you determine that. Your ass needs to be up here. This is not television. This is not a podcast. You don't really get anywhere by sitting on the sidelines. If you are not black, indigenous, but you are trans, you need to get your ass up here. Anyways, what do you two have to say to that quote?
Oh, hang on. There's a request. Oh, never mind. They left. It's apparent when you don't have to philosophize and verbalize um, violence when you are such close proximity to it. Um, and it just highlights for the white folks that make these statements that don't have any connection to it or understanding to it. It's like it's like when men mansplain things to women. You know what I mean?
That last, okay, speak
Yeah, go ahead.
if you're done, Paxall. The last
Mhm.
bit of that quote, we don't have to learn about it intellectually because we learn about it physically. It shows the separation that you and I have, that Pax and I have with you. Um, it shows that we had the privilege never to have to think about that, and therefore those neurons and those pathways weren't formed. Um, that survival instinct wasn't formed.
I want to think of it this way. And Pax, I won't get into detail because your business is your own. But even with the neurospiciness that you have, and Stan, whatever and which ways you have neurospiciness, if you had suffered this in your life, especially just your whole life, you would still have been able to identify way more what happened in that verbal exchange. It's making it harder. You're having to effort more, and you need to learn, but you would have been able to spot it
Mhm.
if you had had a lifetime encoding that racial violence.
You're a ladies' man.
I don't know who
She's
that.
not talking shit. She's right.
Oh, is this person coming for me? Do I get a little hater right now? Oh, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Yay, more violence.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as we are experiencing the genocide against trans people that we are. That
Uh, they're in the requests. Shall I block them?
let's see. I'm curious.
Do you want them up?
Yeah, fuck it. If it's going to be a podcast, we might as well make it entertaining.
There we go.
If you're going to just say the N word and stuff a lot, that's really boring and literally won't be entertaining. But hopefully you'll say at least something a little more effortful than that. Can I get your age for TikTok, please? Your race, and what is your trans experience?
56.
Okay. What is your race?
I don't know. Look at me.
Okay. And what is your
Oh,
trans experience? Are you male to female, female to male,
male. Come
non-binary?
on. There's no such thing.
Oh, that's boring. You can get rid of him now. Yeah,
You
I
suck.
thought
You suck. Can't handle the
Yo,
truth.
get the fuck out of here.
that is so boring. I thought it was gonna be like coming guns blazing. I didn't know I had to
Inventive.
Yuck.
yeah, like in rev him the gang. Anyways, um,
Right.
even as I just went like particularly because Sam is more than the United States, but we can't overlook the fact that anti-trans stuff is moving forward in Canada as well. But I'm going to focus more on
Mhm.
of the three of us on this panel. Only Sam's in the United States. Um, it's interesting, horrifying, really, knowing that even when non-Black and Indigenous trans people and gender variant people are facing the threat and the practice of genocide, um, that they still can't even identify the violence Black people have gone through and are going through. What do you think about that, Sam? That even the genocide that you're under threat of by the regime and the everyday people still can't help you get closer to seeing what happens to me. Muting myself, but listen.
Better start learning, better start looking at the violence as what it is, so to protect you and then ultimately to protect themselves. It's crucial they're living in a little fantasy world or that they create. I'm sorry I said INSANE, or I can't spell the last couple times. I just remember I said that stuff. Sorry I said that. Lost my train of thought. Um, yeah, it's if you don't identify, you're gonna be next. It's willfully ending yourself in a way if you've like trying to pretend that nothing's going to happen. I saw, I don't know if this segue helps at all, but I saw a creator, a white trans person, talk about how they got attacked, and they said they didn't expect the violence. And I'm like, interesting. Like you're now knowing violence is happening. Um, I'm trailing off. Um, I'm losing my place. Oh yeah, yeah. Can I that if they can't identify what's happening to Black people, they're not going to be able to identify what's happening to them either. Um, and they're furthering themselves. They're losing their humanity more and more. So that's the way they do that. So ultimately, they're gonna be the cause of their own demise. The more they are afraid to acknowledge that they're racist and see the violence happening and look at it, sit with the people who are experiencing the violence, and just listen. If you can't say anything, just listen. I'm trailing off. I don't know if it's even helpful.
You do have a lot to learn, Sam. And you're talking about that
Thank you.
attack in Seattle, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that trans man. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
fucking awful.
Terrible.
But you know what? Let me be clear. Nothing like that should ever happen no matter what you do. I'm just noticing that in terms of response in my lived experience, if someone said the shit that was said to me, I would have just ran. It's great to stand up and defend yourself. No problem. No problem. I'm just saying, in terms of conditioned terror, I wouldn't have even tried.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That he had every right to defend himself. He had every right to look out for his honor and his dignity. But here's something different, too. I just realized as I'm speaking. He trusted the people who, especially in Seattle, so I'm presuming white or white adjacent, he trusted the people around him to actually be the wind under his wings. He had that trust too, right? So not only did he lean into an understandable and justifiable response, which is defend yourself, but he did it believing these people around him would look out for him, would believe that he has the right to be protected and be free as a trans man. And when he got the shit bait out of him, and remember, he's specific. He said, I looked them in the eyes, like as I'm getting beaten, right? He's
Yeah.
turning his head away so he can meet the bystanders in the eyes, okay? And he's saying,
Yeah.
call 911. I need help, right? He's looking at them as he's being wailed on. And all they did was, and they did nothing. For the marginalized that live under that terror, I would have already known these people are not going to be there for me, which is why I would have just fucking ran. Y'all are learning some lessons. As we're having these sessions, Sam, and we look at what happened to that white trans man, not the event itself. Focus on the video, his shock. Other than like what happened to him, which is awful, and you see that he's even missing a great part of his front tooth. A lot of the video was his shock. I can't believe this is happening the start of Pride, in Pride Month, in broad daylight. I'm around people, and nothing was done for me. When you watch, at least from what I observed, when you watch Black people explaining what happened to them, how often are they so focused on that? I don't hear as much. And then they didn't do anything. How could they not have done anything? Oh my gosh, they did nothing. I don't hear that as much.
Me neither. In videos.
Yeah, in videos. It's anecdotal, yeah. I mean, statistically, we can prove actually that if Black people are in danger, they are helped less by the public. So we can back it up statistically. But in this case, I am talking anecdotally. What do you think about that, Sam? That the life that you lived in, that the people that you grew up around may very well, with the culture, the genocidal colonial culture they have, may very well not do shit for you if they saw you getting beaten, like that Seattle trans man. Thank you, Davina. I'm okay.
Well, if you want my personal response to that, I probably wouldn't be in that situation. I would have either ran to or unleashed something. I don't know. um, but if so, let's say that my gall didn't work, and I get the crudby anatomy. How does it make me feel? I'm finding them. Oh, I can't. No vendetta, no vindictiveness. Um, I mean, I know I probably wouldn't be surprised. Um,
Okay.
I know us. Uh, how do I feel about it? I don't want to feel it. Let's feel it. You're being you're getting the shit kicked out of you, and you want help, and no one's helping you. What do you feel? Disappointment, disheartening. I feel faith in humanity, loss. And then how does it? Imagine what Black people feel when when that happens to them. Uh, but probably I see a sense of boredom, like a fucked up sense of boredom. Um, uh, like most things, it just enrages me. Then the
You know
violence,
why I can tell? I don't know your life, and I can only speak so sweepingly. And I'm going to speak confidently like I have authority, but I recognize I don't know your life. But I'm going to still make a bold claim.
Do it.
Here's how I can tell you've not lived with obscene societal violence in your life. Because
yeah.
the first thing that comes to me isn't fucking boredom. Terror, as repetitive as it is, terror is not boring. Terror makes you fixate like this all the time. Terror is not, it may be the same thing. It may be the same problems it could even be the same people causing you terror in the same ways with the same triggers before they do XYZ. But that shit is never boring. Your nervous system fixates on it because it is the way in which you're about to be completely destroyed or have your body maimed in some way. So the fact you even say boring really shows your privilege.
Sorry.
Terror is never boring. It is always terrifying.
Take that back.
Even it could be 1,000 days in a row, the same person doing the same things. And it is still, if it's still terrifying to your nervous system in terms of you haven't gone completely numb or like disassociated, which really then is just masking internally your terror. Terror is captivating.
Yeah.
So before I read my next excerpts, I want to start hearing the notes from last session. What are your notes? And Kay, you can start working on presenting your notes through the chat as well. I would ask the chat to try to reduce spam or commentary until Kay has the ability to get out their notes as they deem so by saying they're done, since Kay cannot speak today.
Well, I feel the only thing that was deconstructed was your faith in me. Um, I think I wasted more time than added to it. Uh, and I do acknowledge that I smoked some marijuana before because I have ankylosing spondylitis, which severely destroys my joints in my body. So I did smoke weed. So I don't want to. I'm not trying to blame that. That definitely affected me not being able to respond to cattle. Wait for the time. It's things I'm not getting, and I feel desperate to find the answers. It just gets me more motivated each time I fuck up. I'm just more motivated. Uh, I'm here for the long run. I'm here to deconstruct this myself, trusting your guidance that I am so ever thankful for. Um, and I'm so sorry
Sam?
it's taking this fucking long. Yeah, go on.
Sam,
I'm sorry.
can you go back? No, you're good. Can you just go back about a paragraph because your signal cut out?
Um, could you mind telling me like where
Um,
it got lost? I'm sorry.
it you were talking about
Talk me through the whole thing.
oh yeah, sure. I heard the last
Do it
bit when
again.
you were saying
Um,
how sorry you are teaching all that thankful. You were oh yeah, you said you get more ambitious or eager um
yeah,
as like the
the
more
more
you
I
yeah.
fuck up, it I don't feel defensive. Uh, just standing down, disengaging my any sort of defense mechanisms. And I'm here for the long run. I'll be here each time. I want to learn how to even help you even more with this whole process. Like I want to be an MVP, you know. That's the best I can be. Um, I don't know if you heard of everything else. And then again, I have ankylosing spondylitis, so I smoked some weed before last session, which definitely hindered my ability to talk. So I apologize. I was in a lot of pain though. Um, my joints are messed up. But I learned that I wasted more time than I gave, and probably the only thing that was deconstructed was your faith in me. Um, and I want to not just prove you wrong. That's not the focal point, but um, it's a challenge. I guess I'm finding a challenge in it. This has been my life's work, and because I just found out that it's been eclipsing this whole time, let's go. Like I don't know if I'm adding anything to the conversation right now, but Last time it's clear picture. Let's work harder, be better, do better, think more, go deeper, uh, tear this shit out of me. You know, I don't
Hold
know if
on.
that I'm not
So we're not taking any refugees on these lives, and plus I can't verify people. Um, Sam, oh, did you want to say something, Pax, or because you did this, or was that by accident? Okay. Um,
No, I just muted them.
okay. Sam, it's very interesting continuously hearing the way in which you speak so inclined and narratively towards violence, but
it's a
in
long
a
story.
particular, but but it's specific. It's like violence towards emotion, or it's violence towards a certain behavior pattern. But you like I've said before, it's interesting how much you didn't bring up humanizing Catalyst as part
Right.
of your lesson last session. You would rather focus on crushing the white supremacy within you or in other white people than having any length of anything to say about what it was like not being able to support Catalyst in that moment. Because I really don't know from your answer, I actually still don't know what you learned from last session.
Right.
I heard that um, you're not defensive, you want to do more, um, you're here, but that's so generic. That could be in response to anything. Like, I'm not hearing anything specific from last session. Did you learn anything from last session?
I learned that I have a lot to learn. That's my first thought. I learned that I interact with will change. Will be defining humanizing differently in my head. Changing the way I think of the word human and dehumanization, and changing words that I use, less romanticizing words, more words like weaponizing, um, violence, degradation, uh, the depth. The depth is becoming clearer. Um, so I will say that you know that it's working. Yeah, it's with this is the three or third or fourth session. Um, I need to do some more self-inflection or self. Because I mean, the violence is it's
Reflection.
a long story. I Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that's a it's a long story. So that I've been working my whole life on the violence. Um, so violence aside, humanizing. Like, great, I want to destroy the white supremacy in me and everyone else, or other people, other white people. Well, to do that, now you got to humanize people. Go figure. Uh, but I do it correctly. I guess I didn't know. When I tried and failed the first time to apologize to Catalyst, I honestly thought I said the right thing, and I'm sorry that I was so ignorant. Um, wake up call, wake up call, fucking Christ. Um, no, I am running a system scan on my brain here, um, and I know that this will be effective in me. I know that I will bring more positivity. I, just more time. You know, more time. Yeah, time. There's no more time, Sam. Um, that right now, I'm finding potholes and stuff, and the way I'm thinking more than I'm finding inconsistencies and potholes in what I'm thinking more than I have done since the integration lives began. I'm thinking new things. I know I'm creating my neural pathways are fishing. I can feel them fishing, trying to find something else, trying to find new ways of thinking. But again, with the nail on the head is I am not focusing at all on the actual humanization part. It's more of a self-hatred, a self-loathing of what I am. Is that too romanticizing? Uh, so if that's step one. That's step one. It should be done. I don't need to worry about that anymore. Now it's just focusing on you and not just you. I mean, all people of color, minorities, and I had to have more internal dialogue with myself on what that means, um, and do read more, do stuff on my own, and come back with something to give each time. Come back to the integration lives with something to offer instead of just sitting and listening. Um, just motivated.
Hmm.
But
We're gonna give some space for Kay now, who's not doing well, so they can speak their piece and go back down. Kay, what were your notes from last time?
Hey, I do beforehand, before I start, I'm gonna try to be as coherent as possible because it's been hard for me to process information the past few days, but I'll try to summarize my notes. Firstly, with what happened with when Catalyst came up and shared her experience, and then me, Sam, and Pax took turns, like, I can't even say empathize, attempting to empathize and humanize her and apologize. And everybody, the common denominator from like all the white people on the panel is that we only scratch the surface. I think I can continue from what Sam said about, like, it is a part of white fragility focusing on the shame and guilt from knowing that you benefit off of that racial trauma, that terrorization, that genocide. And you need to decenter that and actually come at this with true empathy, knowing that Catalyst is going through her whole life, 46 years, trying to shield herself and her friends and her family and her community in general from the amount of ongoing hundreds of years of terrorization from white people. And actually imagining how exhausting, how horrifying that is, how continuously experiencing that is so traumatic, so you losing faith in humanity, wondering when people are going to notice and acknowledge and do something about this pain. And even then, when we only scratch the surface, she had a fond response to that. To even say thank you is just horrifying. It's horrible. We barely did anything. The amount of violence, of ostracization, of terrorization that she's experienced over her entire life, and even us just showing not even hitting the bare minimum of deconstruction and trying to operate out of empathy, and she still is saying thank you. We need to stop centering ourselves and our white fragility, and of course we do need to acknowledge that every single thing that she said about her life and her experiences, that white people were benefiting off of that. It's fucking disgusting. We can't, when listening and responding and acknowledging, we can't center ourselves and our shame and guilt surrounding that, because that doesn't help anybody. That doesn't help anybody. The only thing that actually helps is empathy and action. And that even moves on to the rest of the live when, when Zara responded to Catalyst and it would comforting her, and then Mercury coming up and talking about how like they have been consistently been putting like in the comments like their pay links and being like I genuinely need tangible support right now, and the inaction of the white people on the panel. And it's just it just shines a spotlight on performative activism, that of course these conversations are 100% like we need to prompt these conversations. We need to bring this unpacking to light 100%. But if we're just coming and talking, if we're like, as white people, we're just coming and talking and not putting any action behind it, it is just performative activism, and it is just gaslighting. It's gaslighting that we're actually doing something we're not. That we actually have to mobilize and do something. That even if we didn't have our own financial capacity, and even like that was only brought to light because then Ren came up and acknowledged the amount of like the amount that Mercury was trying to emphasize, that hey, like you literally have I'm asking for help, you're up here saying you're trying to unpack, actually do something. And it was just passed on to Ren to do that. Even if we didn't even have our own financial capacity, we could use our voice to amplify Mercury's and Ren's and how they needed tangible support. That this just talking, and even like when just thinking back to the comments that Zara was going over, and how someone said like, they gave you kind words, like what if they only could like follow you? Like that's just tolerating not even the bare minimum. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous to feign this helplessness when we have so many skills and privileges at our disposal to actually do something. But I think that what I need to work on so much, that I've been speaking with Ren recently about, is that like I can't operate. We cannot as white people operate out of fear when coming into deconstruction. We can't operate out of centering ourselves in our shame and our guilt, because it doesn't do anything and actually just perpetuates harm, as fear is in itself a tenet of white supremacy, and operating out of that. That we need to put ourselves aside and actually focus and listen to the lived experiences of Black and Indigenous people. And we have to put all of our effort into minimizing this perpetuation of harm that we all have, that all of us white people have contributed to, have participated in. But that was the summary of my notes. I hope I caught everything.
Thank you, Kay. Please rest.
Thank you so much. It was nice seeing you all.
So, Sam, do you notice the big difference in notes between what Kay said and what you were talking about?
Yeah,
And
I
what are
see.
those
Okay.
differences?
Let's see. Let me give it a thought. I centered myself in my reactions. Okay. thought outside of themselves. I neglected to do that. Um, Toxically putting myself forward. What? There's something there. I think it's yeah. I mean, I think, but the difference is the focus. Focus was Kate's focus was extending herself or themselves. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Extending themselves. Whereas it's more of an inward approach. Um, I don't think I even talked about humanizing
I'm
or the
going to be giving
emotions
you
that.
homework. Oh, oh, hello, Maru. May we get your
Hi.
age, and your
Yes.
Asherja race, and your pronouns and experience to, your trans experience, please?
32, he, they, black, I'm Afro-Indigenous. I identify as like two-spirit.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
yeah, of course.
Please, the floors are yours.
Thank you. Sam, we've never like met before, I think, but hi, my name is Myron. It's really nice to meet you. Also, same for you, Zara. I think this is my first time like hearing you speak where I'm not distracted, and I feel a sense of like kinship. And also, I'm having war flashbacks because, we have shared experiences very clearly. So, Sam, I think you should reduce the amount of I statements, if that makes sense. Uh, Let me see here. I'm trying to figure out the verbiage. I've been without my ADHD medication for like almost 2 weeks now, and I'm practically
Oh, no,
brain
honey.
unalived. But anyway, I, I do believe you're coming from a good place, a really, really small good place, but that's not good enough. You should definitely keep a notebook with you at all times if possible. Write down your thoughts and maybe do like what the hell do they call it? Like a web idea, like a little like you write a word down and then you do like a web of other stuff that connects to those thoughts and do more reflecting. Keep listening to understand and not listening to respond. I know there's this feeling of violence and wanting to, extinguish the white supremacy within you. But I think until the entire system is dismantled, which, in my honest opinion, I don't think that's going to happen in my lifespan. Unfortunately, deconstructing is a never-ending journey within all of us. And you shouldn't strive, in a sense, to be the best person you can be. Like, perfection does not exist. You have a long way to go. We all have a long way to go, but like white people specifically have, I think, the longest way to go. And instead of centering yourself, continue to listen to black and brown voices. And sometimes it's okay not to say anything, but really, really hear yourself. Listen to what you're saying. Kay had, in my opinion, a more thoughtful response. Like, Kay really took the time to listen, reflect on what the session was last time. And even though I wasn't there during that last live, hearing the notes, I had a good understanding of where Kay was in their mindset and in their section of deconstructing. So I want you to put in more effort into these lessons. Zara is giving all of this. We give a lot of fucking labor out when we really shouldn't, honestly, and it's really fucking frustrating, especially when we don't get thoughtful responses. And I need you to be more thoughtful. I need you to do more reflecting. And what's that other word I'm thinking of? Oh my god, what is that word? Um, introspection. Yes, introspection. I'm not coming from a place of malice or anything, but this is just my observations of you in this space thus far, and you gotta you gotta put your ass into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you fucking work it. But yeah, that's what I really wanted to say. I hope I was able to get my point across. I'm gonna go drop down into the comments now, but thank you all for having me.
Thank you, Maru.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Davina,
Maru.
Davina, are you here? I'll give Davina just a moment. If not, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but I can work without it. Well, like 5 more seconds. She did mention she would not be able to be on the phone. Okay, fine. All right, it's okay. All right, Sam, I'm giving you more homework again. So you and I already got case permission. You're going to be no, you're good, Davina, don't worry. You're going to be working this next week through Kay's notes, and you're going to be writing in detail um, back and forth with Kay, reflecting on those notes until they actually meet Kay's satisfaction. So in this position, I am asking Kay to teach you, because that's the labor Kay is going to have to do in order to form within you a thinking pattern that is more not only adequate in terms of like what Maru's talking about, but actually can follow along with what happened. But then Kay and you have more homework that you're going to have to work on together. I want a joint response. Kay, are you hearing me as well? Kay, are you here? You might be gone because you're okay. Okay. So that's the first part. The first part is Kay, white on white, communal mentorship and learning. Sam thoroughly responding to all of Kay's notes and being under scrutiny and teaching under Kay until Kay gets enough response adequate to the notes that actually brings what Sam's response should have been from last session. You're basically like having to help Sam actually get to the class level to be able to do the homework at the level you did, basically. You're like, okay, think of yourself like a tutor having to like help a student who's technically in the same grade as you, but like way not as good. You're having to like emergency tutor appear. So that's the first part. When you get to that point, assuming you get to that point, there's going to be a thing that you both have to work on together as a joint response for next time. That joint response is to be about neither of you mentioned what Mercury was talking about. Mercury was talking about the innate threat to life and intentional killing and calling of Black people through the medical system. That the systems that exist throughout the entire country in different aspects of society are not just negligent to Black people, that they are intentionally antagonistic, killing Black people. And it's interesting that neither of you commented or kept that in mind. And so the question that you're going to jointly work together is, why did that not come to you to focus on and remember? And what do you feel and think about the fact that these various institutions are not just neglectful, they are intentionally malicious and fatal to Black people? Is my homework understood? But both parts.
Yes, 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 it is. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Do you
Sam,
mind
what
if
is
I
it?
repeat it back?
Go ahead.
Just to repeat it back. So my homework is to look at case notes and rewrite mine to be able to match that level of thought. And um, after, it's going to be a joint effort to figure out why we didn't keep Mercury's explanation of medical violence in mind in our notes. Why didn't we remember that? Why didn't we think about that? Correct.
And what do you feel about the fact that various institutions are not just negligent to Black people, but intentionally fatal and dangerous to Black people? Kay, you didn't need to push yourself now. If you're not well, this is not a today thing. This is homework.
Yeah, I actually just wanted to address something that I actually forgot in my notes, and that actually I think just perpetuates more harm. That, like, when I was talking about that even if we don't have our own financial capacity, we could have amplified like Mercury and Ren's voices in needing tangible support. I didn't. I have their pay links down. I just wanted to kind of put it out there because it was wrong of me to say that and then not. So if I could do that.
You mean post the pay links? I mean, yeah, please.
No, I did in the comments once I came back, but I should have said it like up on the panel. So I will actually comment it again so everyone sees. But for Mercury it's $A Hicks 71, and for Ren's it's renewed bruh. So I'll actually write that down in the comments and everything. And I just wanted to acknowledge that and hold myself accountable for that. But Sam, message me. We'll keep in touch and work on that homework. Yeah.
Okay, get ready for a lot of work. You got a lot of tutoring to do.
Yeah. No, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Charlie Kirk's Popping Thrusty. May I please get your age for TikTok, your race, and your connection to the trans experience? Popping Thrusty.
That's KT.
Oh.
They can't talk yet. Yeah, it's KT.
Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't know that.
I'll just give you a quick introduction. KT is Black, trans, non-binary, amazing human being.
Okay.
But she'll talk in a few minutes. She's just getting to a place
Okay.
where she can.
Okay. We'll wait for the popping thrusty. Okay. Twerking that thrusty.
It's epic.
Okay. Yeah.
It's epic.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. All right. Well. All right. So I'm that bitch. So I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that Olive is with us. Are we just keeping Olive in the spectator space? Are we gonna be interacting with Olive? What's the plan here?
My video to Olive was just she should be here at least to listen.
Okay.
So that's what it's up to you. This is your space. If you want her up on the panel, that's up to you. My comment in the video was that she could come here and unpack.
Yeah, she can.
Apparently, they can't speak
Okay.
because they're outside. Oh, sorry.
All right.
My apologies, Olive. They can't speak because they're out and about.
Okay. All right. Very well. Elephant in the room addressed. Okay. So I have more quotes. It's a lot longer. Problem is if I start reading it, because it's going to be more than a couple minutes, I don't want to block popping thrusty. I just really like saying that, by the way. So we're going to try giving let's see, it's 12 minute. Let's go to the 16-minute mark. And if we're not getting that thrusty out here, then we will try going to notes or something. So it kind of gives some wiggle room for them, but also not be like, let's stare at them and see if they do anything, and put the pressure on them. So with that being said, it's interesting with the homework assignment I had to give. It's interesting trying and seeing if I can invoke white people to have mentorship and community with one another, because that's what has to happen. And I was wondering to myself the age dynamic as well, knowing that like Kay is 19 while Sam is 28. Like, what? This is not to be answered. It's all thought, but it made me think like, what experiences did each of them have to have them at their different capacities in terms of this work, and how will their differences in generation play out, and how the mentoring plays out? Or would it only be a factor now that I said it out loud? Is it going to be a non-factor? And like what? Like, I am curious to see when this homework is done what the effect of white on white mentorship is like, and to kind of see it done. I'm not really used to witnessing. I mean, obviously, since I'm not white, I'm not in like these spaces where like white people are talking to each other about these things, obviously. But it's not like I've never seen it. I've seen a few people host, on TikTok here and there for white people to discuss it, but very, very briefly and not for long, because again, they're talking to each other. But this will be a direct example of inducing a situation that is white on white mentorship, and I'm just curious to see what elements and factors play out during the mentorship and like the result of that. What do you think, Pax?
I'm actually curious to see how it works out. I hope it's not a case of like, I hope it's a case of they do research together. But I worry that it's going to be a case of the uninformed leading the uninformed. So I hope it works out that they help each other research.
Yeah, actually, this is a good idea. Since you have a lot of community work experience, what other advice could you give to Kay, right? Because now we can have you at your age range sharing how to do white on white mentorship to a young person who's about to do that to another white person. What advice would you share for Kay to take in when mentoring Sam?
I would say, be humble, be realizing that you are going to make a lot of mistakes. Research, and don't just research from people that look like me. Go in to lives and listen, and see how they're speaking and see what's going on, and what they're complaining about us. So how we can be better without having to ask them questions, without having to make them do work, and research.
So do you have any specific advice for ways in which Kay should approach Sam in this mentorship role? Because remember, Kay's the one mentoring Sam in this case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say approach it from you're learning too, and let's learn together. Be a mutual partnership.
Is there any advice you would share from your age experience and communal experience for Sam and how she will be approaching Kay? Being mentored by Kay.
Listen a lot. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and there's a reason for that. So we listen for twice as long as we speak. And don't try and speak just to fill in the words because it's uncomfortable. It's okay to be, I'm uncomfortable and I don't know how to word right now. It's okay to say that. But don't just stew in that. Should try and move forward from that, but acknowledge the fact that you can be okay with your uncomfortableness. I do see that we have another person in the chat. Sorry, modding as well.
Is Thrusty with us? Is the Thrusty in the room with us?
Katie, are you good?
But yes. Okay, hi, welcome. Oh. That Glug Glug 9000, honey. Oh shit, that's funny.
What can I say? I'm a throat goat.
Yeah.
It's hot down in the, it's hot down in there, down here in hell, but man, I'm getting some exercise. I'll just say that much.
Mm-hmm. Hi, did you
was,
want to say? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say it was nice that you got all of your arguments down to one bullet point.
Oh
See,
my god! Yes.
I
Wait.
think what's better is to,
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
I think that we need to give Charlie Kirk his flowers for saving the white tent from the black bullet. Look at the footage again. That tent gets to go home to its family. Just saying.
Oh my god.
He really put his neck out for the whites.
Oh my god. Hi, sweetie. Is there anything you wanted to say, or questions you had me asked, or anything you wanted to contribute?
Yes, so first, I'm pretty sure Pax covered this already, but I am 29, black, non-binary, not forgetting anything. Oh yeah, I almost hit in the joking mode again. Pronouns are she, there.
Okay.
You don't want to know Charlie Kirk's pronouns. So, I just want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly, because I did come in and out like 1 or 2 times because I had other stuff to do. This is about deconstruction, correct?
Within trans people discussing that they're deconstructing racism, yeah.
Okay, I thought so. And you might have covered this when I was away, and I recognize that. What do you think is the answer for this kind of thing? Because there's a lot of members of our community that just do racist things, like off rip, for the smallest reason, or no reason. Sometimes they just do it.
Are you asking me or the whole board, like panel, or?
Well, I'm more so asking you. I think Pax kind of takes the defer approach. I don't know Sam, so I guess more so you, because mine is, I guess one could possibly perceive it as a little extreme. So I guess I'm going to ask somebody that might not be as radical about this.
So, like, what do we do about the fact that the non-Black and Indigenous trans people are extremely racist with their anti-Blackness and anti-Indigenousness? Is that what you're asking? What do we do
Of
about
course.
that? You have to remind them that just because they're on an HRT prescription or DIY or non-binary, that they're not colonizers, and you have to keep telling them that until they actually let it sink in. And you just stop. You don't waver.
Let's say we do that, and they continue doing the racisms, doing the microaggressions, doing all of it. I know that my thing of bigots need to be wiped out would not be feasible let's say in the next few years, right? Minimum, just throwing out a number. Let's say it's down the road. Worst case, worst than last case. Um, I would think that due to the anti-trans and queerness in our BIPOC spaces and the anti-blackness and indigenousness in the larger community, larger queer community, I think that we'd have to make our own spaces and safeguard the shit out of them because we're not safe in the others. And I wish we didn't have to go that route, but I feel like that might be the path that we have to go. And that we have to be extremely gatekeepy about it. Because it's where a lot of culture comes from. Like a lot of stuff that's in black culture, a lot of it comes from us. A lot of stuff that's in the gay culture comes from us, or comes from us, or goes through the filter of blackness and then whiteness or other cultures. But I'm open to any other ideas. But I really feel like at this point we need to just gatekeep the shit out of our own spaces and what we bring to the world.
Non-black, non-indigenous trans people, especially if they have whiteness or permitted proximity to whiteness, are very, very dangerous. And I don't disagree with your assessment. They are colonizers just the same. And my only hope with these classes is trying to motivate non-black, non-indigenous trans people, particularly within the United States, but within the United States and Canada, that maybe out of their own selfish, self-centered desire to not be exterminated by the genocide in the United States and the policies that are starting to progress in Canada, that maybe through their basic selfish desire of self-preservation, that perhaps there's a capacity in this extreme situation for them to maybe learn something. So that's what I'm attempting to do. But otherwise, I would agree with your answer.
But what would that look like? Like in the real world sense, like how would we actually, we need a practice. We need to be able to take the idea and put it into reality.
Well, personally, I would have signal chats and stuff like that that are only verified black trans people. Don't give their non-black, non-indigenous partners the pass. I would be scrutinizing and understanding featureism and colorism, and the group, the forming original members of the group, decide how much of that to consider when permitting people into the group. I think that should be significant consideration. Because people that are racialized white but have these ancestries do not live with the branding and thus the discrimination and violence in social spaces. So I personally would stick more with people that are typically phenotypically racialized black and indigenous, or if we're just talking black. And at the same time, you must be extremely against all FBA bullshit. Anything that divides the black diaspora is also a threat to black trans existence. So having to tackle that simultaneously. And it's basically you only share by verification, and it's never a mass invite, nor is it publicly announced.
I think that the issue with that, though, would be it denies us access to possibly critical sources of information or power or whatever. Because we're at the bottom, they're going to be like, oh, they're just a bunch of black people, like indigenous people. We don't have to listen to them, and the past is over.
Well, sweetheart, that's already happening. That's already our lived reality. Go ahead.
No, I meant like as far as like the wider world, when we need like active help for something. And I feel like there's a way that we could break through that, but I'm not sure exactly what it would be.
I think that's been our lived reality, and I think that will most likely continue to be our lived reality, and thus The only thing I can say is I'm attempting to provide in my own way, as well as other Black people that are teaching online, trying to provide a few white people to find their humanity and have like souls. But yeah, I think largely what you're describing is already our current existence, and for the majority of us, well, structurally all of us, our future as well. We can only hope that, again, the basic elements of their self-preservation under this genocide that's structurally initiating against structurally more dramatizing its existence, and thus entering white perception can draw some of these white trans and non-white adjacent trans people to be capable of deconstruction. Because I can assure you that these white trans people and those that are permitted white adjacentness, if times were fine, it was back at the peak neoliberal era, they would never listen to us. And I even say that to the people on the panel. I think things would be comfortable and good enough for them. I'm only thinking because things are dire enough and that to white people, Trump is scary enough, if they're trans, that maybe now is the time they'll actually start listening. At least some of them.
I feel like I may know an answer as far as framework goes, but I think that would be something I think that would have to be discussed about behind closed doors.
I would agree.
Okay.
Was there anything else, sweetie, you would like to say? Or ask these white people? These white trans people?
Would it be fair to say that we should just I'm at a point where overall I just don't care about the white people in our community. I just don't care. Because they'll remember to do something messed up, and the ones that's supposed to hold them to task or to reel them in will just shrug and keep moving, or not care, or hear about it, pretend they care, and then go right back to hanging out with them later. I don't think a lot of them are worth our time. In a way, I think you're doing too much even right now. Because what's to say that when the camera's off, Sam's not going to go do some shit? What's to say when the cameras are off or behind closed doors, these people will continue doing harm? Because let's be honest, our lived experiences, the stuff that happens to us, it's an easy cash grab. It's an easy money thing for them. It's so easy. I mean, they've been making bank off of us. Bank off of us unaliving or being hurt or whatever else. They always put themselves in there somewhere, whether it's as a lawyer who gets famous from it, or a bank, or a white face that boosts us. Then they get famous off of it. That kind of stuff. I get sick and tired of it. Like really sick and tired of it. I wish there was a way to not have it happen. But until then, I can only be sick and tired of the fact that they're even around. Like, why be around us? If you guys don't want to fuck with us, just go. Stop lying on us. Stop doing stupid shit. Stop coming to us. Like, PAX has here 18 people. If it was you or Izar, I doubt you'd even have this much. They don't care. So I'm at a point. I'm kind of at a point where I'm just like, you know what? Let them suffer. Let them suffer. Let them suffer. Because I've been saying this whole time I've been on this app for 2 years. We are the canaries in the coal mine. What happens to us will happen to everybody else. It's guaranteed. And now Trump's in. And now they start worrying and freaking out and being upset. But the second he's no longer around, the second, watch him flip. And they do it every time. Every time. It's predictable. We know we're going to see it. We know what the script's going to be. So why even bother? Why don't we just take care of our own? Why educate them? They don't care. They don't care.
Did you have more you wanted to say, sweetie? I didn't know, because
No,
there was a
no,
process.
no.
Okay.
I muted because I didn't want my tapping to come over the phone.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a few things to say to what you're saying. One is, I'm sorry for or I'm saddened rather, for and enraged by the multitudes of endless, continuous genocidal violence in which our white trans and white adjacent trans peers have done unto you and other people. That has gotten you to that point. I'm not different. I'm just trying to recognize that is something that that frame of reference does not come from birth. It comes from consistent betrayal, extraction, deception, weaponized incompetence, self-pity, all the practices of white supremacy and their affection for genocide and extraction that white trans people and those that are permitted proximity to whiteness quite enjoy while they wave the black-brown trans flag around. Practically speaking, while I have had some help from Black trans people, hello, Mercury, that network that you're describing, I have not experienced. While I definitely admire the spirit and the conviction and like the lines of thinking to get to that rationale, I haven't seen that praxis. Frankly, in what I'm trying to do in order to get progress up here in Canada, at least to the public facing, that kind of praxis won't help me accomplish my goals, even if it's a temporary utility of trying to get shaken by Trump white people to at least make some legislative progress for pathways for trans people, even if it's just the utility of white trans people's fears is the only thing that actually works on shifting policy. It's still something I can make use of in order to benefit Black trans people, Indigenous trans people when we're not thought of as these policies change. The problem is they have such a control of assets, resources, social capital, including just being believed and given the second, given the benefit of the doubt and things like that. They have such a gripping power. Which person? Are you talking about Noor? Okay, well,
Wait a minute, is it
I
Noor
don't,
like Noor Noor?
yes,
Oh,
but I don't know this person. I approached Noor once, but I don't know who Noor is. I'm sorry, Mercury. Like, I don't have a connection with this person. other than the time I messaged them once and I called them out. So if anyone else knows Noor, um, they should hold Noor accountable. Like your mom, quite literally. I haven't seen James on in a while. Oh, I see. Well, hopefully it can spread through the circles and Noor can be named and shamed. I'm sorry, Mercury. If there's something else in terms of action, let me know. But because again, I don't have social capital with Noor, I don't even know anyone who knows Noor. I I don't know what to do personally from my vantage point. No, you're good, Mercury. Maybe someone else here has more connections that have connections to Noor. Or, so can just actually help you instead of even focusing on Noor. Let's make sure you're safe financially. So what I would say, Thrussie, is please do what you can, or we keep pushing to make that framework, that praxis you're talking about happen. But for now, until then, or until that, in order to do what I want to do, in order to help us, I have to kind of engage the colonizers.
Yeah,
The gifting
I get
is
that.
restricted on here. When people spam the CAs in there, it gets a restriction. Just a heads up. Go ahead.
If it's the no, I'm thinking of, I'm kind of disappointed, but I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Um, I don't know. I feel like uh, I don't. Okay, I won't see it publicly. It's not something that the public can see here.
Okay. Well, we can get the white trans people to call Noor the fuck out. They don't have to know Noor to hold Noor accountable.
Yeah, but I mean, in the end, they're gonna do that and then go right back to hang out with Noah, because that's what they always do with this kind of thing. You can hurt black people, you can hurt brown people, and it'll be a whole little thing. They may go away for at most a few months, come back, and then boom, everything's okay again. It's a cycle.
I can't deny anything you're saying, sweetheart. I just don't have another solution because we don't have that framework of what you're discussing.
I know, and that kind of sucks. Actually, it really sucks because it's not like anything would happen to them. But let you or I do some fuck shit. Let us do some fuck shit, and they'll hang on to that shit forever.
Correct.
Like I kind of want to do some fuck shit on purpose, just to drive home a point. I just haven't thought of one that's bad enough to get them upset. And like, well, I thought several that's bad enough to get them upset, but some of them might not be exactly great. So we'll watch them hold that shit over my head forever. Meanwhile, you have people lying on us, lying to us. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I live like in downtown Philly, so there's lots of cars and people revving things up, and it's Friday, so everyone has to show off the cars and motorcycles. Um, I don't know. It's just taxing sometimes, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I'll keep it at that at the moment. It's taxing.
Yes, it is. I mean, yeah, there are colonizers and they love genocide and they will rarely acknowledge it, but um, while I'm alive, I will keep reminding them that they, unless proven otherwise, over many years of labor, seem to really love the benefits of genocide. But Pax, was it you wanted to say something? Yes, it
Yeah, I
is
didn't know
Mercury.
if Celeste. First off, Mercury. I did notice that you were in the request. I let you up, but it didn't let you up. So if you want to come up, re-request, that's fine. Um, and Celeste, perfect. That's okay. Um, I appreciate that you're not in a good headspace to talk. Um, and I'm
Oh,
sorry
honey.
that you had to be in proximity to that violence.
Yes, Celeste, I'm sorry too.
Oh, that's okay, Mercury. No, it's not a problem.
Okay.
Okay, Katie.
Well, it's hard to argue against anything Katie is saying, not that I would want to, but I'm just saying in metaphor. When there's only two white people up here, and one of them's the fucking co-host. There's 24 people in this room, and we can't manage to have more than one white volunteer or non-black indigenous trans volunteer to be up here. That says a lot. This is TV. This is a podcast to them when it's not. Sam can only produce so much educational content because Sam is having to explore a lot simultaneously and doesn't have the internal emotional vocabulary to really convey that much. So I can only get so much out of Sam, which means it's not really as comprehensive as possible because I need more people at different levels of communication and interpersonal skills and emotional intelligence. So, I mean, I'll keep having these lives with PAX, but yeah, we definitely used to have like 30 something people before and like rows of people on the panel. Well, yes, Joker, what is your homework idea? While Joker's writing that down, Sam and Pax, I would like to hear from you. Um, what is it like hearing what Poppin Thrusty has said, and specifically talking about people like yourselves, and how dangerous and extractive and selfish and racially vain and more amoral and self-serving you can be?
I would agree in a vein. It's too risky to trust us, even the most well-meaning of us uh, don't reach that level of humanity that's needed to even do anything concrete. We could try all we want. So I understand where they are coming from, where she's coming from, and I'm sorry that so many different times you that situations happen that led you to come to this conclusion.
Sam,
Yeah,
what situations? Don't be vague. The obscurity is a way
yeah,
to cloak it. What
you're right.
situations?
Thank you for calling that out. That violence, death, and murder, and not just physical, mental, psychological, spiritual, uh, all forms of the person um, excavated, uh, violated, um, intentionally, sadistically, um, for the enjoyment of to watch the suffering. So yeah, let us rot. That is under as it's a correct response, a correct response. Zara also has a correct response. These are all correct responses to the actions, behaviors that we perpetuate. You know, so following up, it's not just situations. It's mental, physical, spiritual degradation, demonization, um, unbearable violence. I what it's Ren, if I may, I'd like to. I don't know why. I don't even know what I did wrong. Sam is giving you aren't paying attention or you can't do math. Is that literal math or did I not equate something correctly in my head?
It was literal math. Mercury said they needed 25 and you sent 15. Someone said 10. I'm just saying that's
Oh my
25.
God, you're yeah.
And it's only because they literally they said the direct need, and it's so funny how oftentimes we communicate exactly what we need and we are still not heard. That's the only reason why I pointed it out.
I 100% accept that, and I apologize that I wasn't paying attention.
Thank you, Ren. We only have 10 minutes, but I think I'm not going to engage with you for the rest of this session. Sam, you can drop down for now, please.
Thank you for having me. How do I leave? Shoot, how do I leave?
I'll look at you.
Hello, Ren and Joker.
Hi. So I had an idea of homework that, of course, I would do too. But the other day I was talking about my own whiteness that stopped me from seeing my own skills of like being hypersensitive, having a lot of imagination. My own whiteness blinded me from seeing that I can use them. And I had the idea of doing an homework. Um, Once again, I'm gonna read it. If not, I'm not gonna be able to put the words out. So, by example, to be there with them, like on Discord or like it. This is not planned yet, but showing like a graphic video that is very uncomfortable to sit with, and to challenge to watch their own minds try to escape, and when there's a urge to look away to make an excuse or uh because I still do that too, like um we have to push that and stay in the room with the pain and physically locate that grief and terror in our own bodies, feel the weight of it, because we are not able to have empathy. We're not able to connect. Like I still do that, and I still hear in the room a lot of disconnection. And if that is not there, how can we make sure that white people help the Black trans community? I think that's one of the first steps. But again, I talk through my own bias, but like right after, to write down exactly what is experience, um, to face and write about the terrifying distance between our own safety as white and the reality of the Black trans community, and to myself, I don't even know these answers yet, and words can easily become a shield and an intellectual defense, and I would use art, role play, or like anything. Like I don't know that yet, but like it's not about doing beautiful art, but to create something physical, um, to root that. Like, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense how I explain that.
Well, I don't have such readily available footage because I already live in the hellscape of the presence of all these colonizers, so I don't need to additionally watch things that would just make me spiral. Would you happen to have suggested material for this watching that you're discussing, this traumatic anti-Black violence footage?
I already did a research because like I made a video about that like a while ago. So I did research some for some videos. So yeah, I have, but I will have to research more.
Okay. Well, here's what we're gonna do. Um, Joker, are you comfortable in a place to write or take notes? If not you, is there anyone here that's comfortable to write things down?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to look on the list, and I want you to look at the non-Black and non-Indigenous trans people in attendance. So we got Kasumi, we got Olive, we got Kay. Some of these people I don't know, so I can't verify one way or another. I believe Holy Contradiction is white. To my understanding, Lyra is white. And then we got Sam. I want you to write down their names, please, so that they don't get the gist. And anyone else that is, I'm going to try to have some basic request of who else here is in the chat. You need to, but you're racialized white. Not this conversation again. Okay, get core as well. Anyone that isn't racialized Black and racialized Indigenous and also trans. Please write down their names. And then when Joker finds the adequate material, we're going to have that material shared to them. And then after that, they're going to message me with their answers and responses. So I'm going to trust Joker to form the questions to both find the violent material, form the questions, and then the answers to those questions will be DM'd to me. And Joker will be confirming who has been messaged and responded to that message that they can they have the video, they can see the video, and they can see the questions. So we all know who actually responded to Joker. So there's no ambiguity because there's such a love for conflict avoidance, and I'm really good at charging right through it. So um, yes, that's right. I'm just agreeing with you though. Like I'm just agreeing. So, how do you feel about that, Joker? Do you feel comfortable doing that?
Yes, very comfortable.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't want to watch that footage. I'll read the answers to your questions that they have about it, but I don't want to watch it. Um, well, we're about to hit the 8-hour mark. Um, yes, I am too mystic. Yes, I am. Um, we've hit the 8-hour mark, so I'm going to conclude today's class. Um, interesting. The only thing I can say at the end of this class is I wonder what the attendance rate is going to actually be on the panel. Until white, non-racialized, indigenous, non-racialized, black, trans people actually get on this panel and stop watching it like a podcast or a YouTube video, not much is going to get done. That's all I have to say. So, Pax, I will trust that you will note that and question why that's not happening. Does anyone else have any final comments, final things they wish to say? Anything?
I just want to take a second, Zara, to appreciate you as always. I really, really love looking at your face and the work that you do. So thank you.
Thanks. One last thing I keep forgetting. So, we need to spread pretty much every black trans person's financial help because we're all dying. Please share Ren's payment information. Please share Celeste's. Please share Mercury's. If Katie has one, that too. We are all literally in jeopardy, like literally. You wonder, why is this group all in so much need of money? Wonder why. Wonder why. It's not because the multitude of us are all fucking lazy, greedy, leeching, parasitic, whatever. It's almost as if there's like a common thread. Why is it that every black trans person in this space is super fucked, super cornered, super endangered, and super socioeconomically drained? I am, but I got coins, so I don't need more right now. I'm just saying I am too, to prove the point. Like literally all of us are like living fucked lives.
I like Mercury's idea.
Yeah. You would have to arrange something like that, PAX or something, because like for example, I'm on income assistance, and the state punishes. Oh well, we'd have to find someone who isn't so poor that the state is like, "Are you poor? You steal." Like pretend it's a magnifying glass. Are you poor? Are you stealing? Are you lying? I'm watching you. Someone Centro would have to be able to receive the money without the state being like, "Haha, see, you're a liar. I knew the few $100s I gave you was just fraud."
Yeah, remind me. I'll have a chat with my wife about how to start up a not-for-profit, because that way it wouldn't go through anybody; it would go through the not-for-profit. But
Okay.
I wanted to say thank you to Ren, to Zara for their time, to Katie, to all of the and so many BIPOC folk who have come up and spoke, and to give your time and your effort and your words. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Yes, I look forward to hearing what people in their separate assigned homework turn in. Thank you, Joker, for helping bring that up. And if all the people that are here actually do the homework, that's going to go through you, DM'd to me. We will have a lot to discuss. And I look forward to seeing what Kay and Sam do. Thank you. Bye.
Really quick, Zara,
Oh, yes.
if you want, if you would like assistance going through that homework, because if it is everyone's might be a pile, we would be happy to help you with that and to be
Oh,
engaged.
thank you.
Just
Well,
yeah.
I'll keep that in mind, but I want to see which whites and non-racialized black, non-racialized indigenous trans people like actually do it though. Like right now it's a pile of nothing because it hasn't even initiated. Like I want to actually see what the load of fall through and load is. But thank you.
Of course. Just wanted to offer.
Bye bye.